Non-stop, non-stop coverage. Yo, that trucking accident in America. I told you, Americans, they don't like to leave things alone. See, I bring this up because in Canada, there was apparently like 2 to 3 truck crashes. I can't even corroborate, like, find the actual factual evidence of it because it's so vague. I saw this one and it was in like Punjabi or whatever, and it was talking about yeah another one just not too long ago in Canada. I'm like, how come I didn't hear about this? Oh, that's right. See, when you're living in Canada, the media has a way of censoring the facts, the evidence. They don't want racism against the Sikhs. No, they don't want their taxpayer voter base to feel alienated by the fucking dumbass behavior that they themselves, carry out. They're driving trucks that they can't drive. These aren't like amateur problems. These are like really, really, really like big problems. Like if you see a sign that says no U-turn and then you decide to pull a U-turn there, what does that say? Like couldn't you get off of the next overpass, whatever, wasted like a little bit of gas just to get there? Like what is the schedule behind these junkies, these druggies? And like the guy in the car with him, the Harjinder Skunt. I'm gonna call every Sikh Skunt now because I got the K in it. So I'm like, yeah, I'm tired of like, tarnishing and bashing my last name. It's like, why not just call him all Skunt? So, anyways, Harjinder the Skunt, Harjinder Skunt, the Sikh Skunt. Yo, his friend was the one who filmed it, and that's why he looks so angry in like the thingy. And I didn't point that out, but it's making news around the world, and I was wrong. Apparently, he didn't get the AZ in or whatever the trucking license, whatever they call it in America. He didn't get it in Florida. He got it in California. So this is one of those things where we have like states inside of the United States that are actively against the American population. So like New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, like they're trying to get other states, but like that's why they lost so badly in the election, both the popular vote and everything. It's because first of all, they couldn't like fake the votes. When you see these videos of Elon Omar and people in her district like fluffing the books and like being corrupt and stuff, and there's no follow up on that, like understand that this was like intentional veil held over your eyes to make you believe that people like or care about Joe Biden or Kamala Harris. It's like, how artificial do you have to be to get Jay-Z and Beyonce to like advertise for you and Snoop Dogg? But Snoop Dogg is such a goddamn song. What the fuck? And it's like the craziest thing is like, the black community, there is no black community. It's a fucking myth. Like the thing is with the black community, and I think it's like a lot of other communities, like let's say for me the brown community, I don't feel a fucking brown community. It's just a way to take money away from its own like group and give it to people who will proselytize this politician or something. So there is no fucking community, right? Especially here in Brampton. It's like, oh, vote liberal. You'll get your people to stay in and stuff. And meanwhile, everyone here is struggling, can't find a job, living like wages, all that shit is just like going down the drain. You know, like back in the day, right before the legalization of the marijuana, everybody would just do anything to make ends meet, and it was okay because it's like, yeah, you couldn't find jobs because everybody had the favoritism and everyone was ripping each other off and all that stuff. Because it's like, you know, I hate to say this, but immigration was a huge fucking problem in Canada because the immigrant groups, they just form their own like cultural circles, and then they exclude everybody else, and like not every single cultural group was like this. Like case in point, the Asians in Markham, they're pretty fucking open to me. The brown people in Markham and Scarborough, very, very open to me. It's like I'm seeing family I haven't seen in so long. That's how I feel when I go to Scarborough and Markham. But here in Brampton, Toronto's side too, are like the Packies are trying to flood in and shit. Oh no, we're part of the Canadian system. We are. You see Canada Day? And the world is finding out, man. The world is finding out. These people are a fucking swarm bitch ass menace that everybody fucking hates. Everybody fucking hates them. So what am I getting at? The world. Because I live in Canada. Canada's not the world. How's the world finding out? Well, eyes are on Serbia. Okay? Eyes on Serbia. They don't want to share the land with you motherfuckers anymore. Remember, Clinton has some of them Epstein files that people are gonna find out about. You know, one way or the other. You know what's Hillary Clinton doing? She's nominating Donald Trump. That's right. This is the time we're living in. 2025. Next month. No, I don't know. Is it October 10th? Okay, I'll forget. Who cares? She wants to nominate Donald Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize for like the war, the peace between like Russia and Ukraine, and it's gonna happen. Oh, that's hilarious! Yo, can you imagine that timeline? Hillary Clinton, right? Most likely out of fear of her husband's like ongoings and his pedophilia, going to Epstein Island and all that stuff, all the flights. And people would be like, "But wasn't Trump? Didn't he have some of the stuff?" And they're like, "Yeah, he got clear, but also like, here's the thing with Trump, right? Trump has his own money. He could have done it himself in his own building. Why the fuck would he need anybody else for that? And but the thing with Trump is he's a very busy man. Unlike Epstein, who could just like, hey, you want to come to my island that I bought and have sex with these prostitutes that belong and are like loyal to me, and Gizwell Maxwell, whatever her name is, Glizane, whatever her name is. Fuck, I can't believe I forgot her name. That Maxwell lady, like, taught them how to be prostitutes. And when you hear the things that she says, you gotta push the boobs on the man, make it feel like real comfortable. And these are kids she's telling this shit to. Like when the lid is let out, right? And all these people are laid to bear. Like everybody who endorsed the Democratic Party, everybody who endorsed like all these like sick ass motherfuckers are just gonna get aired out. So in Serbia, right? They're like, yo, there's this guy, and he wants to reunite, the Serbian territories. He doesn't want, Bosnia to tell him what the fuck to do anymore. Because let's be honest, Kosovo should not exist. I think there's something very important to the Serbs in Kosovo. That's why they can't let this go. But like when you think about why Kosovo happened, I remember I was like in grade 8 when it happened, and we were just like talking about it, we were like joking because nobody really knew what the fuck it was all about. But then like Bill Clinton sticking up for the noble, peaceful Muslims. How's that working out for the rest of the world? Hey, no, it's not. No, it's not. So this president who's living in Serbia, along with like all the other like territories and stuff, like they're trying to form together to create like a proper ethno state with like the backing of Russia. And you want to know why I think that's gonna go through? It's because Donald Trump is the president of the United States. Do you think that he's gonna send American troops to reclaim the land of Bosnia for like the Muslims and shit? No, fuck out of here. And you guess what else? Yo, Russia just built a nuclear power plant in Turkey for 25 billion. That means Turkey's in the pocket of the Russians. This is where we're at right now. The world is waking up. White people are reclaiming everything. See, why is it with all this like money, all this like Arab oil, all this shit, you gotta keep running back to white people to fucking do everything for you? Because you're fucking dumb, that's why. You're fucking dumb, you're incompetent, and you need white people for everything. Everything, man. You guys can't build your own nuclear power plant. $25 billion! Billion! That's so much money! Turkey is gonna be like this staging ground for the Soviet, well, not the Soviet Union, the Russian Federation for years to come. No more NATO alliance, no more this and that. They're in the pocket of the Russians for a long, long ass time. And I wouldn't put it by me that if Russia doesn't get its money, they're gonna pop off and it's just like start splitting heads. I mean, what you're gonna see is like, the East-West Berlin like type situation. One side Russian, one side European, and America wants fuck all and nothing to do with everything. Everything, man. Everything. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, so I was also watching this and he's pretty famous. I think I've seen him before, and he was talking about this ground operation in like Afghanistan, Iraq, or whatever. Like he's a ground intelligence guy. His name is Ryan Macbeth, right? And he's pretty extensive, pretty he tries to remain impartial, neutral, whatever. And he went to Israel and pretty much confirmed what everybody knew and was saying the whole time. You can't help these people. They've been indoctrinated since they were young. Okay, since they were young, they have like little like school in their like little elementary schools. They have a map where there's a map of Israel, except everything is in Arabic and there's no like reference to any Jewish city, whatever. Nothing. It's just all Arabic, and that's the way they see the map. This level of indoctrination ever since they were kids. And yes, there's weapons inside the elementary school. Yes, there is. There's a weapons depot. So when my friend told me, he was like going to school in Iran, they taught him how to disassemble and reassemble an AK-47. Yeah, he's telling the truth. At first, I thought he was just like trying to appear cool. We all smoked up and shit. And he says, you guys like Call of Duty? Well, guess what? I can disassemble and reassemble an AK-47. No, man, this is how they train. They train their kids, and this is why the other Muslim countries don't want to take them in as refugees, and nobody wants to talk about this problem. Everyone wants to say genocide, genocide. Nah, dude, this is cockroaches getting wiped out. You act like a bitch, get treated like one. Why does Israel exist? It's the same reason why all the Muslim countries exist. They go to a place, they conquer it, and they take it for themselves, right? So why is it that we're only going to contest this small little sliver of Jewish land versus all the other Muslim lands? Case in point, Kosovo. And that's why Serbia's popping off, man. Serbia is not having it. They are not having it, man. They shut down all UN envoys. They are in talks with the Kremlin, and there is no more good blood between them and the Bosnians. This has been a long time coming too, huh? I knew for a fact that like there was no point for additional Muslim territories. Okay, you have enough land. Go build it up. Don't be asking for more. All right, there's nothing to be gained from Muslims having autonomy. It's just supremacy. Everybody knows it, and you're a failed religion. We see the rampant amount of homosexuality. Okay, it's more than just obvious. It's like you kind of have to insult people's intelligence to say that we're in the wrong at this point, because it's blatantly obvious. Like, what are you gonna do, right, when everybody has to face facts, right? The fact is, you might hate a group of people, and yet you're impersonating them. You make your women look like them. You use their products. You use their technology. You're more than just a parasite. You're a hypocritical parasite that people are now expunging. They're exposing you, right? They're exposing you, and rightfully so. So, also, what he said was there was something like I didn't even know this. So the subway system in New York City is very extensive. I'm like, okay, yeah, but apparently there's like something like it's 3 times bigger, like the tunnels that they've dug in Gaza. Like these, they're literally cockroaches. Holy shit, dog! Like I'm saying these words and it sounds offensive, but like think about it. Like they're burrowing right under your fucking houses and your ground and shit, your fucking walls and stuff. Like fucking breeding like crazy and stuff. People are like, oh my god, it's a genocide. Meanwhile, how is it that the birth rate hasn't even been touched at all? Like it's been, what the fuck? It's such bullshit. And nobody fucking wants them around anymore. Nobody wants them around. Yo, there's a survey going around the UK asking people, do you want to get violent if things don't go a certain way? And 1 out of 5 people said yes. They just don't give a fuck anymore. They're like, yeah, sure, I'll throw down. And like, this is the sad story about the UK, right? And I commented on this before. So to like touch on it, it's basically like this problem was a complicit problem, right? And I'm beginning to see more and more that, democracy has its faults because we cannot predict how people, when depressed, will use that against us and themselves just to get at us, right? Like, make no mistake, when enough illegal immigrants enter into a country, that's it. You don't have a country. Okay, you have two countries or you have a war. That's about it, right? There's no integration. There's no breaking bread. There's nothing. And all these, my parents are immigrants. All these people who think otherwise are naive to the fact that people around the world were raised to hate us simply for being, right? So somebody hates me, not just because, my liberal use of, lipstick, nail polish, the way I dress, the way I act, the way I talk, right? But also my belief that, sex is sacred, sex is like meant for marriage, this and that. And these are low class people. These are scum, scum of the earth, right? And these governments want them because they're cheap labor. They don't necessarily have the highest, you know, sense of self worth. They don't have the highest opinion of themselves. So they're willing to work grueling jobs that nobody else will, just for the sake of raping white women. So this Ryan Macbeth guy, right? That is his name. Yes. Okay. I almost thought I forgot it, but then I was just like, I gotta check again. I swear I quit leave. Anyway, he's like, so he's like, he revealed something that was really, really, eye opening about this whole conflict in the October 7th attack. So how did the Muslims know where to go and what to do? See, Jews, they're too nice, and this is the problem with like I think the liberal Jews. You know what I mean? Like when you see Jews for Palestine, and you see like all these like because not every Jewish person is ethnically from that region, so they don't know the history of it, let alone like have family members or extended family who've lost lives in like conflicts, etc. Right? So you have these like pasty ass like fucking white boys and girls coming into like Israel trying to be like, hey, we should give these Arabs a chance, and this is what happens, right? This Israeli construction company who was building the kibbutz, I think that's what they call the settlements, hired Palestinian workers. Right now, when the Hamas attack occurred, they had maps drawn for them. So the Hamas gang rapists, scumbags, they knew where to go because the construction workers who the Israelis trusted basically, gave them a map to say, "Hey, go here, go there," and this is where the people live, and all that nasty shit, right? And this is what you're dealing with. Like you think to yourself, "Oh, I can be nice to them. Oh, they're gonna change their mind, or this thing, I mean, like they're gonna be my friend." No, the world is finding out. The whole world is finding out. All right. When China was taking these Muslims and like keeping it very lock and key, but they're taking the Muslims to this like concentration camp. It's just like chop them up and donate their organs to like more useful people, like the Chinese party. I need a new heart. I need new lungs. Come here, Ahmed. And people are like, "Oh my god, that's so inhumane! How could you?" That's recycling, man. That's just like, imagine you have these fucking retards coming in your country causing all this bullshit and stuff, costing you so much taxpayer money, trying to like sexually assault and attack all these people and shit. And it's just like, what does China do? It's like, let me, carry the one. And then we crunch the numbers here. Oh, what's that? You have internal organs? Yours work, mine don't. Me so sorry. Yep, the whole world is finding out. And I was like actually wondering to myself, like, what is the point of attacking Russia when you know deep down inside, like, Muslims wouldn't have guns, if it wasn't for the Cold War. The unfortunate reality of life. Like the Cold War caused basically to my knowledge, there's probably like a lot more to be fair, but two of the world's most deadliest and most dangerous, premonitions or conflicts or whatever. So like the Rwanda genocide, among others in Africa, the blood diamonds in Liberia, and all the conflicts where gun runners will be giving guns to people who pay money, diamonds, whatever, right? And then the second one was just giving guns to Muslims because it's like, yo, how many Muslim countries manufacture their own firearms, their own guns? It's always the same. It's always AK-47, some old ass fucking weapons from like the previous Soviet era. So maybe some like American weapons that they left behind in Afghanistan. Dumbass Sleepy Joe. And all these other fucking conflicts where they capture them and shit. And then that's it. Like they're just like a fucking a beggar army. Like in Pakistan, right? They have molds for AK-47s because they don't know how to make their own firearms. They're too fucking stupid. They need other people to do it for them, right? And then what happens when they become, the majority, the superiority of the area? They still need other people to help them out. So in the case of Pakistan, I think it's a twofold approach, right? So Ryan McBeth said that there's an existential crisis for Jews living in Israel, right? Where if they are defeated, there's no more Israel, and the Jews are most likely going to be wiped out or enslaved or converted, etc., etc., right? And in the case of the Muslims, they need, them white women, but specifically human beings, to like sexually assault and rape because of the rampant amount of inbreeding, and the fact that they carry that, retard gene in them from heredity. And it's not me misplacing that word and stuff. They are genetically, the terminology for them is retard, and that's where we're at. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to just open your eyes and see it.